Welcome to BALAS Accountancy Special Classes. In today's session, we will focus on the Account Standard 1, Disclosure of Accounting Policies. Specifically, we will dive into the concept of substance over form, a key term often emphasized in this standard. Let us break it down.
Substance over form emphasizes that the financial transactions and events should be recorded and reported based on their economic substance rather than merely following their legal form. The key idea is that the financial statements should reflect the true nature of the transaction or event, not just its formal structure. Purchase agreement is a type of transaction where the buyer agrees to pay for goods in installments, but the ownership of the goods is transferred only when the final installment is paid. Until then, the buyer is merely in possession of the asset but does not legally own it. In essence, if the buyer is hiring the assets with an option to purchase it at the end of the term. Commonly, hire purchase involves installment payments, ownership transfer. The legal ownership of the asset only transfers once the final installment is paid. Substance of the transaction. While the legal form of the hire purchase contract may suggest that the buyer is not the owner until the final payment is made, the substance of the transaction often indicates that the buyer is, in effect, acquiring the asset over time. The installment payment covers the entire cost of the asset, including interest. The substance of the transaction is that the buyer is purchasing the asset, even though the legal title might remain with the seller or financier until the last installment. I am giving you an example. Please pause the video and write it down. Okay. Now, the financial impact of the sheet of the buyer will reflect both the asset and the liability, which presents the true economic position of the buyer, even if the legal ownership has not been transferred. This accounting treatment ensures that the financial statements portray the real economic reality of the hire purchase arrangement. So let us conclude that the substance or form principle in the case of a hire purchase transaction ensures that the transaction is reported based on its true economic essence, where the buyer is considered the owner of the asset and the corresponding liability is recorded, even if the legal title has not been passed. This treatment provides a more accurate reflection of the buyer's financial position than simply following the legal terms of the agreement.